me back to when I was young. How come I'm never able to identify where it's coming from? I'd make a candle out of it if I ever found it. Try to sell it, never sell out of it. I probably only sell one. Maybe to my brother, cause we have the same nose, same clothes, homegrown, a stone's throw from a creek we used to roam. But it would remind us of when nothing really mattered. Out of student loans and treehouse homes, we all would take a ladder. My name's Blurry Face and I care what you think. My name's Blurry Face and I.
Hi, please like and subscribe, and other people have done this, so a lot of them, so check all those other YouTubers out and just look up what Deku was Kryptonian. And so let's get into the story. So for this to work, Deku mom will be Kryptonian, and she'll be the second symbol of peace. And Almond will be number 1, and she'll be number 2 for this one. And so her weakness, she has no weakness actually. But listen, he has less powers. He doesn't have like X heat vision or X-rays. None of those OP things. But he does have 7 powers as Superman. So he has super speed, super strength, flight, and vulnerability, and he can take a lot of punches. But as shown in the thing, Shazam has weakened Deku, and Deku will have like a weakness to a certain point, I would say. It's when like you're like a person's just doing like 100% smashes worth of one for all, that kind of stuff, if you get the gist. And so he's also gonna have super intelligence, and it just gives him more power. It's about, and like more knowing about things, you would say. And so he also has super breath. And this one is just, it's something of Superman, because, like, I'm not giving him heat vision or, like, can freeze people, so I have to give him something like that. So it's super breath. It can basically just use his breath to blow people out of him or blow people away with his breath. And so his quirk will be called Super, and they give the same quirk to his mom. And so she retires and to take care of him, and they have tons of money, so she can take care of all his needs whenever he wants. And she does still work a bit, like she still has her hero license, and so she works till Deku gets off of school and is coming home, and so she has everything ready for him. So he thinks that she is a stay-at-home mom, and she actually retired, but she actually doesn't. She actually still works. And so they also call her Superwoman. And so she teaches Deku all about Krypton and their legacy. And so he trains with his mom a lot. And he trains his abilities, make him really powerful. And so he still goes to Bakugo school because she doesn't want him to go to some great school and get praised so much, because she is a number 2 hero, and she doesn't want to be like where Todoroki school goes to. She wants to actually give him a great childhood, like a tomboy basically, but not really. And so he is kind of friends with Bakugo, but kind of not. And so he actually pretty much hates Deku because he ruins all the praise he gotten, because he has a way more powerful quirk. And so Bakugo tries, when he's training, to kill Izuku, actually. Like, he goes full out and tries to kill him, but it doesn't work. And so Deku has all straight A's, 100s and all, and it's just a god tier. And so the quirk's basically a one-for-all quirk, but just 100 times better, because it basically is. It's power busting, basically. And so that's what like people think at the hospital. And so when they say, Izuku Midori, you want to go to UA? And he says, yeah, I want to go to UA. What of it? And And Bakugo tries to go up to him and says, only I can get into you way, and tries to explode him. But Deku just doesn't flinch. Like, he just stands there like, what, Kachan? And so he says, I'm sure you can get in. And so Deku nods. And he says, what about a recommendation since your mom is the number 2 hero? And he says, I want to go in on my own. And he says, oh, okay. Well, you is the top student in our whole school, so I believe you can make it. And so Izuku says, yeah, me too. And so then Bakugo gets angry and just starts getting mad. And so this ship will be Deku X Memo. And listen, what? It's perfect because he's a con character and he's like also like confident and stuff too. He's basically like Superman. And so it's perfect. And so when he's walking home, the sludge villain appears and tries to take Deku, and he says, oh, stop. When the sludge villain's trying to take over everybody, and Deku says, this feels weird. And just uses his super breath, pushing sludge villain out, and then copies one of All Might's moves since he's still his idol, and says, Detroit Smash. And it does the same damage because he basically is All Might. And so then All Might appears and says, good job, young Midoriya. And he says, how do you know my last name? How do you know my name? And he says, I heard so much about you from your mother, Inko. And he says, oh, okay, All Might. And so then All Might says, well, good luck, kid. And he flies up with All Might and says, All Might, I got a question. And so they both land, and All Might goes into his skinny might. And so then he asks, what were you going to say, kid? He said, do you think I can become the number 1 hero with my quirk? And All Might says, I don't know about number 1, maybe number 2. And Deku says, oh, okay. And so then All Might says, cheer up, kid, at least you'll be a hero. And then Izuku says, yeah. And then the hero, boom! And then Izuku runs over with his super speed and sees Kachan inside the sludge villain, and so he uses his super breath, blowing all the fire away, making all the houses and stuff and not have damage, much damage as other, and nobody's really hurt or anything. And so then he goes up to the sludge villain, punching it in the face, and then taking Bakugo out. And then he uses his super breath, blowing the sludge villain. And then All Might appears and says, Detroit Smash, knocking the sludge villain back. And so, after that incident, the heroes are praising Izuku for basically saving collateral damage and just helping. And so, All Might says, go to Izuku when he's walking up and says, do you want to be my successor of One For All? And he says, yes. And hold up before he says, what? It's basically the same thing. He's Superman. Listen, he'll get other quirks that could I'm basically going to make the other users of One For All have the feelings of Izuku quirk, but he'll have to get to 500% to get, I'm going to say 100% he gets cold breath, but when he gets like 45%, he already gets Black Whip and all, and float is 50%. But then when he gets to like 100%, then 150, he gets all the rest of Superman's powers. And so that's how I'm going to do this What If. I think it'll be really cool. And so then he masters it, and he also trains with his mom too. And she knows about One For All and him being successor. She keeps it a secret, and she says, if you make it into UA, I'll be going back to my hero work. And Izuku says, okay, Mom. And so then he trains, and he can do 75% really effectively because he is Superman, basically. And so he goes to the practical exam, and then he bumps into Uraraka and she says, hi, oh, my name is Ochaka Uraraka. And he says, my name is Izuku Midoriya. And she says, the former two heroes' son? And people look and start worshipping him now because he's the number 2 hero. And he gets 100 on the first part of the exams and is getting ready for the robots. And so he's zooming away, just going faster, and like he's like making Ida look like baby speed. Sorry about that. Yeah, he's making Ida seem like baby speed. And so he's just running and running and running. And then Araka gets trapped by the 0-pointer robot. And then he jumps up 50% of One For All and all of his strength from Superman and says, Detroit, smash! And then punches the robot, making the robot go far away, making it go all the way into the other area. I don't know what the other area, but he is in another area, making it even worse for people there. And they just see a robot just half destroyed and just walking and can't punch. And they're like, what happened? And they just ignore that robot because it's practically useless. Like Sakura. Oh, don't get mad at me. Please don't. And so now he made it into UA, the School of Heroes. And so when he gets his thing, it says, Young Midoriya, you have made it into UA school, and you have received 75 villain points and 25 hero points. And for your heroic actions, here's a clip that this young girl has sent to you. Hi, my name is Ochako Uraraka, and I like to give points to Izuku Midoriya because he saved me and probably cost some of his points. And he says, and President Mike says, don't sweat it, kid. Don't worry about it. And so then she says, okay. And so then Omai says, and you have been so great at defeating robots, and shows a clip of him defeating robots and saving people who almost got like basically really injured from robots. And he says, Midoriya, you are what UA needs, being a hero. And so I personally accept you into UA, the hero course. And so then Deku goes to the beach one day and he sees All Might and says, oh hey, hi All Might. And All Might says, hi Izuku, how's life? He says, oh, it's good. And he says, cool. And so when Izuku's writing his hero thing, it's like original, but it's like blue and red with the sign of L, which is S. And he also has that same hairstyle, but he doesn't have that jacket. And he has basically that, and he also has a cape too. And so then he's heading to UA. And so then he's walking into class, and then Bakugo says, hey, Deku! Why'd you get number 1? And he's so mad. And then Ida calms him down and says, that's not very heroic. And Bakugo says, shut up, nerd. And he says, nerd. And so then Todoroki is taking interest in Midoriya and says, are you the son of the number 2 hero? And he says, yeah, I am, matter of fact. And he says, cool, I am going to be your rival, and I will be number 1. And he says, cool, I'll try my best too. And Todoroki scoffs at Izuku. And so now then when Aizawa walks in, he says, settle down. It took you 7 seconds to shut up. That's not acceptable. And so then he says, well, we're going to be going outside for the quirk whatever that's called. And so then the chocolate rocker says, what about the orientation? He says, we don't have time for stupid orientations. We're not like other schools. We do stuff on our own standards. And she says, oh, okay. And so then they're walking out, and so then they see Deku changing. And he says, what's his Kirishima says, man, you're jacked and so manly. And Deku says, thank you. And so then Mineta says, hey, Zuko. And so then Mineta tries to go on the thing, but then Izuku stops him, like when he opens up the door, and says, sorry guys. And that's it. The Balto and the USJ arc will be in the next episode. Please like and subscribe, and see ya later, alligator.